Two worlds. This is a thought experiment. Imagine two 17-year-old boys. One was raised in an isolated religious community. His teachers believed every answer a person truly needed was already contained in the Quran and the Hadith. Science, secular history, archaeology, and evolutionary biology were described as temptations that distracted people from revelation. His name is Omar. The other boy, Daniel, attended an ordinary school. He learned biology, chemistry, astronomy, geology, mathematics, and history. Religion was discussed only as history and philosophy. Neither has ever knowingly met someone educated outside his own world. They meet by chance during a long train journey. Mind if I sit here? Go ahead. My name's Omar. Daniel. The conversation begins the way thousands of conversations begin. Where are you from? How old are you? What are you planning to study? Biology. Omar pauses. What's biology? Daniel laughs politely. The study of living things. Omar smiles. Oh, we study living things too. Daniel assumes they mean roughly the same thing. They do not. Daniel asks what Omar's favorite subject was. The lives of the prophets. You mean religion? No, history. Daniel hesitates. Already the conversation feels slightly off. Daniel explains he loves dinosaurs and wants to become a paleontologist. Omar blinks. What are dinosaurs? Daniel stares back. What do you mean, what are dinosaurs? I've never heard that word. Daniel assumes he's joking. Omar assumes Daniel is using technical scientific vocabulary. Daniel opens a picture on his phone. Towering skeletons, massive reptiles, creatures unlike anything alive today. They ruled the earth long before humans. Omar frowns. Before Adam? Yes. How could there be animals before Adam? Daniel begins describing deep time, extinction, fossils, and geology. Every sentence makes perfect sense within Daniel's universe. Every sentence sounds impossible within Omar's. Omar finally asks, so when did Adam live? Daniel answers gently, I don't think there was a first couple like Adam and Eve. Silence. For the first time, both boys feel genuine discomfort, not anger, confusion. Each secretly wonders how the other reached 17 years old. The train continues. The subjects change naturally. Human origins become genetics. Genetics becomes evolution. Evolution becomes geology. Geology becomes the age of the earth. Daniel casually says, the earth is around 4.5 billion years old. Omar immediately replies, our teachers said humanity began with Adam, and history begins with the prophets. Daniel doesn't argue. He simply asks, so, where do fossils come from? Omar thinks, I don't know. Maybe the flood? The flood? The flood of Noah. Daniel asks, the whole world? Of course. Daniel pauses again. Neither is trying to score points. Each is trying to understand. The train passes a river. Daniel remarks how rivers slowly carve valleys over immense periods of time. Omar smiles. Our teacher said Moses parted a sea. Daniel nods respectfully. I've heard the story. You don't believe it happened? No. Why? Because I don't think miracles occur. That answer unsettles Omar more than anything so far. Not because Daniel mocked him, because he sounded sincere. Hours pass. The sky grows darker. Stars appear. Daniel points upward. Those are distant suns. Omar looks puzzled. Our teacher said the stars adorn the nearest heaven. Daniel begins describing galaxies. Omar begins describing revelation. Neither is speaking nonsense. Neither is speaking the other's language. The conversation drifts towards medicine. Daniel talks about bacteria and viruses. Omar recalls prophetic teachings he memorized as a child. Then history, then prophecy, then the last day, then Gog and Magog, then the Dajjal, then heaven, then hell. Every topic widens the gulf. Eventually, Daniel asks quietly, "Can I ask you something?" "Of course. If someone had taught you biology when you were little, do you think you'd see the world differently?" Omar thinks for a long time. "I don't know." Then Omar asks, "If someone had taught you the prophets from birth, do you think you'd see the world differently?" Daniel smiles. "I don't know." Neither answer satisfies either of them. The train reaches its final stop. They stand, gather their bags. Daniel extends his hand. "I'm glad we met." Omar shakes it. "So am I." Neither has converted. Neither has abandoned his worldview. Yet both leave changed, not because they found new answers, but because they discovered something unexpected. Until that day, each believed reality naturally converged. Each believed any sincere search for truth would eventually lead everyone to the same conclusions. Instead, they discovered another intelligent, thoughtful, honest human being living in what felt like an entirely different universe. Maybe the greatest distance between people isn't measured in miles. Maybe it's measured in the stories they inherit, the questions they're taught to ask, and the methods they learn to trust when searching for truth. Sometimes two people aren't speaking different opinions. They're speaking different worlds.